You're listening to Four Nations, Four Voices, set up by Amplifying Accessibility and supported by Newport City Radio. So we're here at the final episode of Four Nations, Four Voices, and I have the lovely Black Frisbee here. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. I love the name Black Frisbee. Where has that come from?
So it originally started off with because we owned a frisbee, a black frisbee in the garden, and or in our garden, and we were trying to come up with names for when I started producing music, and Black Frisbee was one of them, and it's stuck.
Wow, that's
So
really cool. So have you got really good frisbee skills as well?
uh,
Ooh.
maybe, maybe. I haven't actually played it in a long time, so
Maybe that's the new merch, a bunch of frisbees.
maybe, yeah. Just Black Frisbee merch. Uh, and here's a frisbee for you. Um,
I like the idea of them being thrown into the crowd or something, You have to catch the merch.
that'd be cool.
Where are you calling in from today?
I'm calling in from Northern Ireland. It's a little town, a little village. Outside, just 20 minutes of about 20 minutes away from Belfast, outside of Belfast. Yeah, so I've lived in near Belfast pretty much my whole life. It's a very nice area.
What would you say the music scene is like in your area?
I would say it's very diverse, very lots going on. Certainly in Belfast. Have you heard of the Black Box?
No, I've not heard about the Black Box. Tell me all about it.
So it's basically it's a music event or a music venue for they have lots of events going on. I DJ there at um, every month on an event called Black Moon, which is for disabled and neurodiverse people, clubbers, artists, you name it. And it's a very inclusive event, or a very inclusive venue as well. So they're very nice people. There are other venues sort of around the corner from Black Box, like Oh Yes Centre and amongst others. So it's very nice.
I would love to know as well, because you mentioned you DJ at this event. How did you get involved in DJing? Where did it start?
So it started off when I was, I think I turned 18, or maybe I think it was before I turned 18. I decided I'd like to start DJing because I actually can't remember the reason. I think it was because it was house music is very involved. You're very involved with house music in DJing because that's the majority of songs that DJs would play are house tracks,
Mm.
and that can imagine my love of house music. I would eventually be involved in DJing of some description.
100%. And I love a bit of house music. Do you have any favorite artists that you're listening to at the moment?
So I've been a long time Avicii fan and the Dead Mouse as well.
Good
And
choices.
I could go on. uh, Draft, David Guetta, Calvin Harris. I think Calvin Harris is more pop, but well, poppy house.
Yeah, I think Calvin Harris has been really smart with his career because he just dips into all these genres, but it's still authentically him,
Yeah.
collaborating with all these artists everywhere.
Example is another one. He's neurodiverse, which I find quite interesting because I am as well.
If you could only recommend one song for someone to listen to, which song would you recommend?
Levels by Avicii.
Levels by Avicii. Why that song?
Because it's very nostalgic and it's it's a pretty big dance. It's a good dance anthem.
It's a real banger. Would you say these sort of people influence the music that you produce and make?
I would say so to an extent. I like how Avicii arranged his tracks. It was very structured in how he did it. So he did like the first chorus, and then the drop, and then the same thing for the second part of the song, and then Bob's Your Uncle. Complete.
I like that with dance music. I make dance music as well. A lot more techno than anything, but I love that it's got like
Um,
set patterns that make
yeah,
sense.
yeah, and I think people who are autistic appreciate that structure more maybe than other people do. That other people that don't have autism do.
Do you ever improvise with your music?
Yeah, I do a bit. I definitely can go off script sometimes. Sometimes I'll start a song and then I'll actually not do what I had originally planned. I'll just usually go off on a tangent. Sometimes, yes, I would do what I've planned, but it depends.
So you kind of go with the flow,
Yeah,
whatever comes up?
just whatever comes up.
How do you get your ideas for your music?
Um, plugins. I I'm so lazy when it comes to um actually writing chords and bass lines because I know nothing about music theory. But a lot of people on YouTube say that you don't really need to, a lot of musicians say that you don't really need to know music theory to be able to make chords and melodies and such. I think melodies is probably a work on for me. Um, but I've been using the Captain plugins. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No, what are the Captain plugins?
So they're made by Mixin Key, and so there's Captain Deep, which is the bass, and then Captain Chords, Captain Melody, and then Captain Beats. I don't think I have that plugin, but the Captain Beats plugin, I used to have the others.
Right. So what do they do?
So Captain Deep allows you to generate a bass line that will match the key of the chords. So you create a chord progression and then you write a bass line, and then sometimes I'll skip the melody part because I'll normally like to do that by just messing about on my keyboard. And then Captain Beats is for like drums and stuff.
Awesome. Those sound really cool, and I'm definitely gonna check those out after this.
Yeah, you should. And I think there's actually one for collaborating as well, which I can't actually remember the name of, but which I might look into.
I think that's what's so awesome about music now, isn't it? That, like you said, you don't have to know music theory to be
Yeah.
involved in music. There's so much like plugins that can put you in a key signature and, keep you there. If you want to be in
Oh,
A minor, you can be in A minor or C major. It'll just
seems
do
to
it for
do,
you.
yeah. Exactly. That's the brilliant thing about it is you don't need to know all that much about music theory. Anyone can make music if they have the right. If you don't even need a synth to, you just need a laptop and Logic or FL Studio or Ableton, whatever DAW you use.
I used to mix and master using, an Alexa, the
Oh yeah,
Alexa Dots. That used to be the speaker I would use because I didn't have proper.
really?
I've got KRKs now, but yeah, I was like, I want it to sound good on radio. So if it can sound good on an Alexa and an iPhone, that's all I need. How would you describe your music that you make to someone that's never heard it before?
I would say it's very inside the electronic music genre. So I've experimented with house. House is my favorite, and then recently got into drum and bass as well. Breakbeat
Nice.
would be another one. And I haven't actually explored techno yet, but I might do.
What's holding you back from techno?
I don't know enough about it, but I'm gonna learn.
How do you start your creative process? What's the first thing you do?
Start a new track, and then maybe build the drums, program the drums first, and then go from there towards bass line, and then yeah, just take it from there, see what happens.
Do you always have lots of ideas?
I just let the music do the talking.
And which song has been your favorite to make?
I'd say probably the one that I haven't released yet, which is a song called "We Are the Signal." It's something very different to what I would normally make. It's drum and bass.
And what inspired We Are the Signal?
Well, it's got a bit of everything in it. It's got a bit of Daft Punk to it. It's with the vocal, which you'll hear when it comes out. And then probably 303, 3x303, which was an album I released in 2024, maybe, or 2025.
That was your debut album, right?
Yeah, it was.
What was it like to release a whole album?
Pretty mental. The lead single from that album was probably my favorite because it was very layered, which made it sound really well mastered or like really loud. So yeah, I'd say probably that and We Are the Signal.
3x303. Where did the title come from?
So I have a plugin that is a Roland 303. It's a rework of the very old 303 from the 90s. My dad would know more about it than me, but yeah, it's very fun to use and it's in the track, so that's why it's called 3x3.
I've been listening to your music before our interview, and I was listening to a track called Every Time, and it's so galactic and spacey and electronic in that way. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a really good track as well. I think we used one of my dad's favorite synth patches in that, and that was Cosmic Bliss. So you could listen to it all day, and I think that's why the song's so long. It's because it's got that really nice, relaxing pads in it.
Does your dad often make music with you?
Yeah, he's my producer. Because
Awesome.
I don't know that much about I don't know that much about mixing, but I'm learning. He says I don't really need to know about mixing just yet. I should just focus on the writing first. But I've been doing mixing here and there as well. I've been mixing as I go along, and then he's done like the final mix.
What's your favorite part about the creative process when you make a song?
It's funny because I used to be the type of person who would always wait for the final result so that I could get it released and not think about enjoying making the music. But actually now it's actually really fun just messing about with all the plugins and making music and actually playing the piano synth or whatever it is and just riffing and just seeing what works and what doesn't with the track as well.
I'd love to ask as well about what it's like to be an artist in Northern Ireland.
It's very cool because Belfast it is especially has got a big network of people who are artists and well, like I mentioned, Black Box in particular, it's a good big community of people who are looking to be artists have from all across the UK. I'm pretty sure have performed at Black Box. Really cool being an artist in Northern Ireland.
If you could go to any other country to perform or share your music, where would you go?
I'd probably go to Spain, somewhere in Spain, maybe Madrid or Ibiza.
What an awesome music scene they have, right?
And yeah, it's brilliant. I think Sweden as well is pretty big for their house music. I think house music's meant to be really popular there, or at least was.
Yeah, because isn't that where we had Swedish House Mafia?
Yeah, and Avicii.
Okay, so how is your country good at supporting artists?
I would say probably, well, again, it circles back to Black Moon, the event at the Black Box. They're another venue as well, or another organization as well. The dance club bar thing in at the Balmoral Hotel that was, I think it was organized by Wired Different. They have a DJ there who's neurodiverse, and they let other DJs like myself DJ there and basically DJ with them, which is quite fun. And they do nights at the Balmoral Hotel in Belfast in the same way that Black Box do the Black Moon. It's sort of like a night for neurodivergent people to listen to house music or whatever music.
It sounds like
You
there's a
know,
really strong community where you live in the music scene.
yeah, there really is. There's a big community of people and organizations that support neurodiverse artists and people in general.
Besides the ones you've mentioned, is there an organization that has been really helpful?
University of Atypical. I DJ'd there. I played 4 songs there. They do open mics. I was at one of their open mics where artists who are neurodiverse, some of them were, some of them weren't, were performing some songs that they had written. And I think they were unreleased tracks as well. They give people like me performance opportunities. And I think the day of the release of my album, I played 4 tracks.
What has the response been like to your album? What do people think?
They really like it. I wouldn't say I'm up there like the people in Belfast like it and in Northern Ireland in general.
What do you think is something that your country or the UK could do better to support more neurodivergent artists?
I don't think that there is anything that they need to do better because they're already doing a very good job with it.
Awesome. So no improvements.
No improvements. I don't think.
That's good. That's where I want the world to be, that there needs to be no improvements. Do you think that where you come from has influenced the music that you make?
I don't think so, really. I think more so it might have been the era that I grew up in. I think the era that I grew up in has influenced my music more so than maybe where I've grown up. Because, for example, I was exposed to lots of music from like the early 2000s, 2010s. And that was sort of when I was maybe like 10 or 11, maybe no, it's 7 or 8. And that's when big artists like Swedish House Mafia and Avicii would have been at their peak.
Yeah, what an era for music. So I was born in 2000, so I got to have all the fun of the 2000s period. And some music I
Really.
listen to and I'm like, wow. And then some I listen to and I'm like, eesh.
Uh,
It was a real mix.
who would your favorite artist have been?
I listened to a lot of Muck Busted.
Never heard of them.
You've never heard of Muck Busted?
I've heard of Busted, but I've never heard of McBusted.
So, right, history. Busted and McFly merged to make Muck Busted.
Seriously, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, but I also remember growing up with family that really loved The Prodigy as well.
Oh yeah, I love the Prodigy. They're really good. What about Benny Bassani? Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't. What sort of music do they
Or
do?
heard of him even? One of his songs was used on "You've Been Framed," and I heard it, and I thought, wow, I really like this song. I also think as well, now that I mentioned it, during the era of big EDM tracks and house music, I think a lot of their music was used on "You've Been Framed," and probably that's what got me into house music and wanting to create it.
So You've Been Framed was the inspiration?
Yeah, it did pretty much.
How has your lived experience of disability or neurodivergence influenced how you approach being a music artist?
I hadn't really given it much thought. Well, I mentioned the structure. A lot of autistic people appreciate structure in not just the song itself, but the process of how they write their music.
Yeah, the music sector is a really, I often find like safe place for neurodivergent people to either find structure or break structure as well.
Yeah, some people like to just not have structure at all and just write something and then just layer it with something else or not even have chorus, verse, bridge. outro, whatever.
I don't think I could do that. Gotta have structure.
Yeah, I prefer structure as well.
What's something you wish non-disabled people would do more often?
Don't be ashamed of it. At the end of the day, you are who you are. Well, I mean, it's like anyone. If you are disabled or you have autism, it's so what? You can still do what you want to do, like music. I think disabled people aren't given enough of a chance to do those kind of things.
What would your advice be to a neurodivergent person that is thinking that maybe they want to be an artist as well?
I would say don't think about the end result. Just enjoy making music and not have it be all about the creating a track start to finish and releasing it. Enjoy the actual process.
Who are the artists that you've got your eye on right now? So a talent that you think should receive more recognition and hype.
Probably DOD and Sonny Fodera. I think they're pretty big at the moment, but they will probably. I think their futures are looking bright.
And who is someone that you would really like to collaborate with?
Probably example because we're both neurodiverse.
So if example is watching this or listening to this, he's got to send you an email.
Yeah, it has.
What projects do you have upcoming?
So I've got loads of tracks on the go, unfinished, and then I'm hopefully gonna try and get maybe an EP and an album out. Maybe I think an EP and an album in 1 year would be a bit ambitious.
So an EP and then an album.
Yeah, because there will be some of the tracks will probably not make it on. There's so many I've started that not all of them will probably make it onto the album, but we'll see.
So do you have songs that you've already made that you're thinking, I want to release these ones next?
Yeah, so the We Are the Signal one that is done. It was meant to be released last Friday, but we decided last minute that we were going to change the artwork or tweak it and not completely change it, just tweak it.
Do you have an idea of when you might release it?
Hopefully next Friday, because I like to release it on. I like to release music on a Friday because that's when Spotify is at its most active.
Have you got any gigs coming up?
I'm not performing outside of the black box yet. I'm still working towards that. So I'll just be speaking to the people who work at the black box for when I next gig there at Black Moon.
And what would be your dream gig? Your best ever gig that you could do?
Probably, I think I mentioned this earlier, Madrid or Ibiza, maybe Tomorrowland.
That would be awesome. Can you speak any Spanish?
A bit. Hola, ¿cómo está?
I've just been working in Spain and my Spanish is terrible. I don't know what terrible is in Spanish.
Neither do I. I am studying Spanish, but I know loads of phrases, but it's and words, but it's more about putting it together, and that's what and actually understanding what other people say as well.
Yeah, it's easy to pick up the vocabulary, but having a conversation is so much processing.
Yeah, you have to think about it a lot more.
We do have a game that we play on it where we get you to read the longest train station name in Wales. Would you like to try it?
Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about Wales, but yeah, let's try it.
Let's give it a go.
Are you a Welsh speaker?
As we say in Wales, doing dysgu Cymraeg, so I'm learning Welsh. In the schools here, it's normal you to do it from primary school all the way up as a second language. So I know bits of Welsh, but I wouldn't say I'm perfect. So I was originally born in Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're German?
Ich bin Deutsch, yeah.
Das Düsseldorf. So German is your native language.
Well, English. I was born in Germany and I have a German birth certificate, but I moved over when I was very little to Wales. So I got to hear lots of English instead.
So you've sort of got an English accent, but it's sort of not got an English accent.
Yeah. So my mum was English and German, and my dad's Welsh and Irish. So I've got this weird English accent, and everyone thinks I'm from London.
I thought you were from London. Remember?
I'm definitely from Wales. I grew up mostly in Wales. I'm very proud of my Welshness. Please don't send me to England. Okay, we're gonna have a go at this train station name. Can you see it in the chat? It's a very
Um,
long name.
it's gone. Llanfair Plywelgwan in Logri Juan
Hmm?
Drobwell anti sly goggle no goggle got.
You tried very hard there. I hadn't even started the timer. We have a leaderboard, but you've had a practice run. So this is how you say it, okay? Just to give you an idea. Llanfair Port Gwyn, gogelwch o'r drob o Llantysilio gogogoch.
Okay.
Right, makes sense now.
Yeah,
Totally
that makes
easy.
sense.
I'm gonna start the timer. I'm gonna do a three, two, one, go. And then your job is literally just to say it as quickly as you can.
No pressure.
No pressure, but you are representing Northern Ireland and competing against the other guests that have been on. Three, two, one, go.
Llanfferyn in Gwyn dog doggery. Gwyn drobl anti gogoth.
Oh, how long do you think it took?
1 minute.
Little bit quicker than that. You actually got it in 14.14 seconds.
Oh, that's awful.
We have a Welsh rapper in Wales who gave it a go, and he did it in 2.54 seconds.
That's 2.5 seconds. That's showing off. Well,
Crazy.
in fairness, he must be a Welsh native speaker. Is Welsh their native language or is English?
So English is their native language, but they had
Well,
a teacher that would get them to say it from primary school age. So they had to say this every week in class.
is Welsh pretty much an optional language to learn in the same way Irish is?
So in Wales, you have to learn it in school up
And
until you're about 16.
I never knew that.
So with Irish, you get to choose, is it?
I think so, yeah. I or you might it might be the same thing. It might be that you learn it in primary school up until secondary school, but I think that it might depend on the school.
Can you speak any of it?
No,
None.
no. But I have friends from Dublin who can.
That's so cool. I want to learn some Irish now. I'm gonna ask my gran.
I think I might just focus on Spanish for now.
One
I'm asking,
language at a time.
yeah, one language at a time.
And where can people check out your music? So what sort of platforms and your social media as well?
So my music is on Spotify and YouTube, Apple Music, and then you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
Do you do all the TikTok trends and the dances? Are you a cool TikToker?
My manager manages my TikTok. I usually just sit there and record, and my camera crew and managers are doing all the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, so you didn't have to think about it. You got a whole team.
Yeah, I've got a whole team.
Awesome. That's great. I need a team. What is your last message to somebody that is watching this right now? Someone, a disabled or neurodivergent person?
Good question. Probably go out there and make music. DJ. Thank you very much for having me. My first interview. Wow.
Four Nations, Four Voices has been set up by Amplifying Accessibility and supported by Newport City Radio. You can watch and listen to the full episode again and again on Amplifying Accessibility's YouTube channel.